Hey guys, thanks for stopping in. A viewer of mine named Robert Anderson Jr. suggested that I make a Mississippi pot roast in the slow cooker. And so I was shopping earlier and I was looking at the roasts and I came across these really thin cut round steaks that were marked down in price that cost about a third as much. So I'm just going to try using those. I'm going to use all the other ingredients will be the same. I'm just going to try those thin cut round steaks instead. So let's get crocking. I've never made this before, but it's pretty simple, only 5 ingredients. It calls for a chuck roast, but I saw these thin cut round steaks marked down. They were marked $6 off, so I only paid $7 for 3 pounds of beef. So this will be kind of like the poor man's recipe, I guess. So then just add a little butter, little au jus gravy mix, a packet of ranch dressing mix, and some pepperoncinis. Look how long and thin these steaks are. I've never seen any quite like that before. I'm gonna just cut them up into small pieces. Now if you use a chuck roast, you can just leave it whole and then people just let it cook until it's falling apart tender and shred it up. But I think I'll just cut these into small pieces. Now I just get everything into the slow cooker. My meat is all cut up and I've trimmed all the fat off of it. So we get that in there, and then 1 packet, I think it's a 1 ounce packet of ranch dressing mix. We will pour that in there. And then this is a 1 ounce package of au jus gravy mix. I'll write this stuff in the description. And what else? It calls for 1 stick of butter, which sounds like a lot. I'm only putting that much. That's probably only about, I don't know, 1/5 or 1/6 of the cube. So I'm just putting that much. I lost 15 pounds after I had back surgery, and I'm trying not to gain it back. So this is not only going to be a cheaper version, but a healthier version as well. Okay, it also called for maybe 5 or 10 pepperoncinis, but everyone said they're really good, so put extras. I'm going to put a dozen of them in there. And then it also said to add a little bit of the juice, so I'm just going to pour some of that juice in there, so gives it a little liquid. I don't know, maybe 1/4 cup or so. And I'm going to get this all mixed together. Get it mixed up good, and I guess it says cook this on low for 8 hours. So it's on low. Let me see, cook time 8 hours. All right, gonna cook it on low for 8 hours. Get all those seasonings mixed in with the meat. Smells good already. All right. And I'll get the lid on there. And we'll be back later on. Come on, lid, get lined up there. All right, we'll be back later on when 8 hours is up and we'll try it out. All right, this cooked for 8 hours on high and it kicked over to warm. That's what I love about this slow cooker is it just shuts off and goes to warm after it's done cooking. So stir this up and see how it looks here. Looks pretty good. Looks like the meat is nice and tender. If you poke it with a fork, it just sort of breaks up. So let me grab a plate and we'll give this a try. Time to try this out. I think I said I cooked it on 8 hours on high, but it was actually low. So sorry about that. 8 hours on low. If you cooked it on high, it'd probably be about 4 hours. I have some of these King's Hawaiian rolls. I was thinking that it might be good on those, but let me taste it on its own first and see how it is. Hard to chew. It's actually a little bit dry because the round steak is a lot leaner meat than like a chuck roast, so the round steak is a bit drier than it would be if you used a chuck roast, but be healthier this way, lower calories. Has a little bite to it at the end, sort of salty, has a lot of flavor, and a little bite from the pepperoncinis at the end, which is good. My only thing is, it seems a little bit salty to me. There's a lot of sodium in all those packages, so to me it maybe is just a little bit on the salty side. So if you're watching your sodium, this probably wouldn't be a good recipe, but otherwise it's pretty good, I think. I think I'm going to put it on these Hawaiian rolls and make little sandwiches out of it. I think the sweet rolls would go good with this. So hope you guys will give that one a try. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.